My name is Teresa. Thank you so much for clicking. If you would like to subscribe and see the next episode of Reading with Teresa, then subscribe down below, and if you could like this video, that would be awesome. Today is episode 2 of the Reading with Teresa, the Twilight Saga official illustrated guide. This is an interview between Shannon Hale and Stephanie Meyer. Shannon, I was in a creative writing class once, and the teacher asked us if we were stranded on a desert island, what 2 books would we take? And one of the books I chose was a notebook, an empty notebook, so I could write stories. And there was a classmate who said, if you were on a desert island by yourself, why would you write stories? And I thought, why are you in this class? Stephanie Meyer laughs. Because if the only purpose you have for writing is for someone else to read them, then why would you do it? It didn't make sense to me, but there is something extraordinary about writing for yourself and then sharing that. Stephanie, I've never thought of a desert island story, but that would be perfect writing conditions. As far as I'm concerned, that would be great. I wouldn't want a spiral notebook though, I'd want a laptop. Typing is much better. I can't even read my own handwriting half the time. Shannon, so you started immediately on a computer when you started writing this? Stephanie, yeah. Shannon, now how long was it from when you wrote down the dream until you finished the first draft? Stephanie, I wrote down the dream on June 2nd. I had it all marked on my calendar. The first day of summer, diet. The first day of swim lessons. It's kind of funny to know exactly what day you started being a writer. And I finished it around my brother's wedding, which was he just had his first anniversary. I think it was in the 29th of August. Shannon. So this was done in less than 3 months, just out of pouring of words? Stephanie, yeah. Wow, 3 months. Shannon. Was the story going through your head all day, even when you weren't writing? Stephanie, even when I was asleep, even when I was awake, I couldn't hold conversations with people. All my friends just thought I had dropped them because I lived in my own world for the whole summer. But here I was, this really hot, muggy, nasty summer, and when I looked back on it later, it seemed like I spent the whole summer in a cool green place because that's how distant my brain was from what was really going on. I wasn't there, which is sad. I was physically there for my kids. I took care of them. I had my little ones on one of my leg and one on my lap, and most of the time I was writing. Luckily, the TV was behind me, so they could lean over my shoulder, watch Blue's Clues while I was typing. I don't think you can keep up that kind of concentrated effort for more than a summer. You have to find some balance eventually. Shannon, you have to come up for air. Stephanie, yeah. Shannon, how did you? You were a busy mom. Every moment of the day with 3 little kids is occupied. Suddenly, you're inserting this huge effort into it. How did you allow yourself to do that? Stephanie, a lot of time it didn't feel like it was a choice. Once I started writing, it felt like there was so much that I had been keeping inside for so long. Shannon, not just this story, but very active storytelling and creaturing, I'm sure, had been percolating in for years. Stephanie, it was a creative outlet that was the best I've ever found. I've done other creative things, birthday cakes, really great Halloween costumes, if I do say so myself. I was always looking for ways to creatively express myself. It was always kind of frustrating thing. It was never enough. Being a mom, especially when kids are younger, when they get older it's a lot easier, but you have to be about them every minute. And a lot of who Stephanie was slipping away. Shannon, yeah. Stephanie, the writing brought that back in with such force that it was an obsession. I couldn't be away from it. And that was, I think, kind of the dam that was bursting. And that huge surge at first. Then I learned to manage it. Shannon, you would have to, but what a tremendous way to start. Stephanie, it really felt good. It really felt good. And I think when you find something that you can do that makes you feel the certain way, you just have to grasp onto it. Shannon, you had never written a story before. Stephanie, I had not ever considered writing seriously. When I was in high school, I thought of some stories that might be good, book, but I didn't take it seriously, and I never said, gosh, I'm gonna do that, considering it momentarily the same way I considered being a professional ballerina. Shannon, right. Stephanie, oh, I was gonna be so good in my Nutcracker. I would have been fantastic, except that obviously I have no rhythm skill or a build for ballerina at all. So it was like the nonsensical thing, like wanting to be a dryad. This is funny. And then when I was in college, I actually wrote a couple chapters of something, because I think it's the law. When you're an English major, you have to consider being an author as a career. But it was a ridiculous thing. I mean, there's no way you could make a living as a writer. Everybody knows that. And really, it's too hard to become an editor. That's just not a practical solution. If you're going to support yourself, you have to think realistically. You know, I was going to go to law school. I knew I could do that. I knew that if I worked so hard, I'd be kind of guaranteed that I could at least have a decent job somewhere and would pay the bills. There's no guarantee like that in writing or anything in the publishing industry. You're not guaranteed that you will be able to feed yourself if you go down that path, so I would have never considered it. I was still and still am a very practical person. Shannon, so you really had to go into it from the side by fooling yourself that you're not actually writing a book? Stephanie, I think there was a subconscious thing going on that was protecting me from thinking of the story in a way that would keep me from being able to finish it. Shannon, right, but of course you were a reader, so you've always been an avid reader your whole life. Stephanie, that was always my favorite thing, till I found writing. My kids and my husband used to tease me because my hand would kind of naturally form this sort of bookish holder, this claw for holding books, because I had the baby in one arm and a book in the other, with the bottle tucked in under my chin and the phone on my shoulder. You know, the octopus mom. I always had a book. I always needed that extra fantasy world. I had to have another world I could be in at the same time. And so, with writing, I just found a way. I found a way to another world, and then to be able to be a lot more a part of it than I am as a reader. Shannon, I think it's part of multitasking. I wonder if most writers, I know moms have to be this way, but most writers too have to do two things at once, just to stay entertained. Stephanie, exactly. Shannon, it's not that I'm unsatisfied because I love my life. I'm a mom too, and I have small kids, and I love my husband. I also need something else beyond that. I need another story to take me away. Stephanie, you know, it's funny, as I've become a writer, I started looking at other writers and how they do things, and everybody's very different. I read Atonement recently and was interested in the way Ian McEwan writes about being a writer through the character standpoints. He's always seen another story. She's doing one thing, but then in her head it becomes something else and it turns into another story. It's kind of like that what you're saying about writers need that extra reality to escape to. I think that writers maybe do have to have that need for just more than one reality. Shannon, you know, we're not really sure if it's insanity, but if it's a superpower. Stephanie, it's insanity that doesn't happen to hurt anybody. Shannon, right, it's kind of friendly, cozy, fuzzy insanity. Okay, we're gonna stop there. That was fun. Okay, make sure you tune in to episode 3 of the Reading the Illustrated Guide of Twilight, and if you could like this video, that would be amazing, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Okay, remember, you can find magic wherever you look. Sit back and relax. All you need is a book. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye!